Alright, what's going on, everybody? Cartier Silver coming at you. Alright, I wanted to do a little experiment here. I got some Ezest. It's kind of old. I bought this a long time ago. It's supposed to be like a bright blue, but I've had many things that I've dipped. But we got these bars here. That I got, and they're all milky. And I bought them for, specifically for pouring. So I'm going to pick out the milkiest one, which I think is this one. And we're going to give her a dip, because I'm going to melt it anyway. So, I'm not too worried about it. So let's drop this baby in there. Twist it around a little bit. They say probably about, 15, 20 seconds or something like that. I think you can go a lot longer. Because you're not really hurting the bar. But we're going to see how this works with getting the milky shit off there. It actually looks like it's doing pretty good. We're going to give it a little bit of time. You're not going to eat through it. It's not like a heavy acid where it's going to destroy it or nothing like that. So, and like I said, I'm going to melt them anyway. So, let's just play with it, have some fun. And it's actually looking pretty good. It still looks milky, but the edges are starting to clear up. So maybe it's going to take a little bit more to get to the center. You can also stick your little digits in there, because this is not anything that's volatile or something that's going to hurt you or screw you up. But you want to do it with your fingers. You don't want to use a brush. You don't want to use a toothbrush or nothing like that. Just rub it with your fingers to help that stuff break down a little bit. It's looking pretty good. I gotta tell you, it's looking pretty good. Get that shit off my fingers. Get the towel handy. Let her run for a couple more seconds. See what happens. Maybe they'll wind up being keepers. Who knows? I don't know if they're vintage bars or not. It doesn't have a date on it anywhere. So I don't know if they're vintage or not, but alright, let's see what we got going on here. Throw this baby in the water. Dilute it a little bit. Give her a little rubby rub. Give her a little pat down. Alright, it definitely made a difference. It definitely made a difference. Like I said, this one here, it's supposed to be like a nice bright blue. So it's probably lost a lot of its potency. It's getting old. But it definitely made a difference. That's pretty awesome. So I'm gonna drop the rest of them in there. And let's see what happens with those. Just like an old washing machine. Do it by hand. But yeah, I think that definitely it's definitely better. Definitely got some of that milky out there. She's looking pretty shiny. Not bad. You can actually see the mirror. You can actually see my camera. It's me over here. Hey, how you doing? But yeah, that cleaned up pretty nice. Oh, until I drop it on the floor. I'm always dropping shit. At least this one I don't have to super glue back together. Alright, let's see what these other ones are got going on here. Now I think I picked this up from SD Bullion. You can get it anywhere. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it wherever you want. But it was nice. I was trying to save a bunch of Indian head pennies that I got that were covered in copper. I mean, covered in green. You could see the cancer just eating at them. You know, so it was like I'm trying to save them so they don't totally rot away. Alright, there's one there. Let's rub on the second one here. No, in actuality, you're not supposed to be sticking your fingers in this stuff, but I was a body man for years. I dealt with many chemicals, many paints, so I'm not scared. Don't be scared. You know, if this was like a high concentrated acid, then, you know, obviously I'd be wearing rubber gloves, but I'm not worried about it. Alright, let's sew these babies in here. 1, 2. Get the other one out of the bottom here. And that's 3. Yeah, they all look like they cleaned up a little bit. Definitely not as bad as they used to be. But like I said, these are going to be melters anyway, so I'm not too concerned about, you know, hurting them. Get some of this crap off of here before I melt them. There you go. Looking pretty. Looking real pretty. Far cry from what they were when they came in. Now, I don't expect them to be perfect. But, you know, like I said, the Ezest I'm using is, you know, fairly old. So it's not, it's probably not as potent as it should be. But yeah, that definitely made a difference. They're looking pretty now. You know, maybe tomorrow they'll all be milked back up again. You know, we'll have to come back and find out. But, you know, I think they came out pretty good. What do you think? Get this out of the way. I think they came out pretty good. Got the nice mirror on them. Now I'm putting all my fingerprints all over them again. But this does, you know, it does do the job. Now how long it will last, I don't know. So maybe if you have a coin that you want to get rid of, you know, maybe it might be worth dipping in a little bit of Ezest first. That way it doesn't look milty when you go somewhere to sell it. Just a thought. Alright, everybody? Alright. Y'all have a great night. I'll see you in a little while. Cartier Silver saying y'all keep on keeping on. See ya. Love y'all.